Hey class, this is Wes Moore. I am your instructor for the sales training course that you are taking. And a little bit about myself here. I've been in sales for about 20 years, a little over 20 years in fact, most of that in outside sales for a technology company. So I know a great deal about this subject, have a lot of experience with it. This video is a little bit of a review of the first case study that you had, where this guy Kelly is making a sales call, and you were asked to evaluate that call, whether or not Kelly did a good job, give positives and negatives. And indeed, there's a lot of things that Kelly did right. He asked a lot of good questions. He summarized with the customer what he thought the issues were, and in particular, he tried to sell value instead of price. And what you'll find if you get into sales, the customer is always going to push you down on price. You have to sell value in order to sell a higher price. But what I really want to talk to you about here just for a moment is the area where Kelly could improve and what he needs to learn about being in outside sales or sales in general that he didn't demonstrate in this case. And that is an understanding that you cannot sell to every customer. You can't sell to everybody. Sometimes you don't have the value that that customer is looking for at that moment. So you have a certain set of values, a certain set of benefits that you bring as the company that you represent. But that's not always going to align with what the customer is looking for. And sometimes the best thing that you can do is to realize that and to walk away from the sale and not try and push it. Your textbook talks about the need to build trust with your customers. You want your customer to trust you, to believe you. When you say something, they take it as truth. But if you try and push a sale when you don't actually have the value for that sale, then you can lose that trust with the customer. You want to build a long-term relationship. And that means at some point you have to tell the customer, hey, we can't do this. We're not very good at this. Sometimes you just have to walk away from the opportunity. Your textbook also talks about using your sales conversation, which is really what Kelly's engaged in here with his customer, to identify the customer's unique needs. And the key word there is unique. Every sales call, every sales opportunity is unique. There's a different set of needs and requirements that the customer is going to have that you're trying to meet. And you're also trying to use that sales conversation to understand what the customer is trying to accomplish. Their strategic goals. What are they really trying to get out of this? And if you notice in this session, this discussion, the customer is talking about a need to present their customer with valuable products, quality products at a reasonable price. Kelly's product is a good product, but it is at a high price. So the strategic goal is not being addressed there. When you have that situation where your value is not meeting what the customer really needs, then the best thing for you to do is say something like this. Well, maybe maybe we're not the right fit for you right now, but I would love to keep the conversation open for future opportunities. That is going to be very respected by your customer. It's going to give you a chance to bow out before you get yourself and the firm you represent into a mess with the customer. Let's say that you go ahead and you try and push it. Kelly tries to push this, but he doesn't have what the customer is looking for. The customer places an order with him and he does not meet their needs and he does not accomplish those strategic goals. How is that going to affect the long-term relationship with this customer? It's going to impact it negatively, isn't it? So you can really go wrong if you don't realize that at some point your value and the customer's need does not meet up. You need to back off until at some future date or in some future situation it does. So that's what I want you to get out of this case study from the negative side. So I hope you have a great week and I hope you've enjoyed the video. Thank you.